start this look off, I have just moisturized my face. I have eye cream, face moisturizer on, nothing else is on my face. Something that I really look for all day is because I get oily. I have an oilier skin type. I like to put things that'll mattify my T-zone and also will reduce the look of my pores. So I do that with primers because I'm not gonna be putting a whole lot of other products on my face to kind of mask that, like not a whole bunch of baking, all that. I keep it very simple every day. So I'm gonna use my trusty, this is the Mayron Touch Up Anti-Shine, and I use this on my nose and just up in my forehead and around this area on my face. I like this product. It's stage makeup. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's stage makeup and it's pretty cheap. I don't think they make this size anymore. They make a much bigger size and it's about $18, which if you're looking at how much a lot of other products cost, it's not that bad. But I just apply this to the center of my face, on my nose, around this part of my nose, along my forehead, because your girl gets kind of shiny there, and just a little bit on my chin. And so that takes literally no time to set, so then I go ahead and go in with my primer. This one is not really made to reduce pores, but I really like the way that this makes my makeup sit on my face. And I'm gonna just apply this to where I have pores, and I'm gonna work that in right here. You can, of course, apply primer all over your face if that's something that you feel works better for you. If you have an issue with your makeup really lasting, I don't really have an issue with my makeup going anywhere except for in these areas that I've, you know, put product on, because that's where I get oily and that's where makeup tends to leave my face the fastest. So after this point, I go straight in with a really light foundation. Right now, what I'm really loving is the Clinique Chubby in the Nude Stick. I'm in the shade Gargantuan Golden, which is number 24. And I love this thing because it lasts a really long time on my skin, and it gives me the perfect amount of coverage just to perfect and even the skin tone, but it doesn't feel really heavy on my skin, because that's something I don't really enjoy. I just kind of stripe this on my face like that, and it blends out pretty nicely. And I use a buffing brush, the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques, and I just buff this into my skin. If you'll notice, I'm not really taking the foundation up to right underneath my eyes, because I will be applying concealer there, and I already, I want to be as minimal as I can with my face makeup, because it is summertime, it's hot. I just want to look perfected. And I'm going to take my NYX concealer now and apply that under my eye. And this is just so I look bright and awake. I do put a little bit here as like a slight, wow, okay, that was maybe a lot, but I do put a little bit on the places I normally highlight, just because it brings a lot of shape to my face, and for me, I want to try to elongate my face because I have a kind of a squat face, like I have a squat head. It's really kind of short and stout. So I blend this in with the same foundation brush. We're all about ease. I'm gonna go under the eye, and I'm gonna take my concealer onto my eyelids to kind of even out the color there as well, and provide my base, which I'll eventually be applying a wee bit of shadow to. So just kind of blend this on. Up on my forehead, and this adds extra coverage. So if you have like more spots or discoloration you want to hide, You can use a light foundation and just use concealer to add coverage where you need it, and that will already lower the amount of products and keep your look looking really fresh, really natural. I don't really have any spots on my face right now, thank God. So I don't really have that concern. Next, what I'm gonna do is to take my favorite powder. This is the L'Oreal Hydra Perfect Perfecting Hydra whatever. It's a powder, more or less. That's all it is. And I just put a little bit in the cap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I feel like this is getting everywhere. Okay. I take a little bit in the cap like that. I just dip my brush on one side. Then I take, this is the same foundation brush, so you'll want to get a synthetic brush to do this whole situation because it won't, you'll be able to go from cream to powder to cream and not have to switch brushes. And I think this brush is a great size and also like the perfect density. So I'm just setting my under eye area really well. I'm really pressing this in because I want my concealer to last under here, and I'm also setting my eyelids. And so for the rest of my face to set that down, I'm going to use my Smashbox, what is this? My Smashbox Photo Filter Powder, just because this makes me look flawless. And I'm just going to apply this everywhere I didn't apply that L'Oreal powder. I'm going to take this kind of down my neck. And this just sets the rest of your foundation into place so you don't have to worry about it going anywhere. Then what I do is I take a really dense big brush like this, and I don't contour on a daily basis, but I do give my face a little bit of shape with a bronzer. So I'm going to take this shade out of my Ulta Contour Kit. This is not precise, this is not methodical, this is not a crucial step. Like, you don't have to spend a lot of time with this. You just want to give your face a little bit of definition and color, and it just gives me the right amount of definition, and it just makes you look a little bit more put together. So I take it on my forehead, my cheekbones, just kind of like the perimeter of my face, and I take a little bit down my jaw, like that. And so in that same light, here's where the steps can kind of vary for me. Sometimes I'll apply highlight, sometimes I won't. Today I'm feeling a little highlighty and it takes like 2 seconds. So I'm taking my Becca, oh my gosh, I could open it. I'm taking my Becca Opal highlighter. I'm gonna apply that with a little fan brush onto my cheekbones, and I'm gonna drag this up under my eyebrow as well. All right, on my nose, a little bit on my forehead. My nose, I'm gonna put that a little bit. I take a little bit of bronzer on the sides of my nose to lazy contour it, to give it some shape, because my nose can spread across my face, girl, like you wouldn't believe. So I'm just taking a little bit of bronzer to shape it up. Look at that, already glowing. You could honestly go right now. I'm not going to though. Dang, who is texting me? Can I live my life, please? So now I'm using a blush palette. You can use whatever blush works for you. If you're not really a blush person, you don't have to. I love blush, so I'm taking this palette from Beauty Treats. I'm gonna take this shade right here because it's really nice and muted, natural. It goes with everything. So take a little bit of that. I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my brush and just pop it onto my cheeks. Get a little bit of color. I'm gonna apply a little bit of lip balm. This is the Rosebud Salve. Love this stuff. Now I'm gonna move on to eyebrows, and this for me is probably what takes the longest out of everything in my routine. So I'm gonna do that off camera just because I want to save a little bit of time. So I just do my brows how I do them normally, just because I prefer to have a stronger brow. If you're the kind of girl who's like, my brows are perfect, I just need some brow gel to keep them in place, be my guest, do you girl, I'm not stopping you. I'm gonna be right back though. So at this stage, I wanna go ahead and set down all the powders I have on my face. I'm gonna be using the D-Slick Urban Decay makeup setting spray. For this is so annoying, it just flew across the room. Okay. Anyway, I'm oily, this is what works for me. I've said I'm oily like 1,000 times in this video. But if you have drier skin, then you might wanna try a different makeup setting spray. This one really does help keep my oil at bay. So I'm gonna spray that on my face. So now I'm gonna work on my eyes. Today I wanna keep it pretty simple, so all I'm going to do is take Showgirl, which is this shade right here. This is out of the Vegas Nay palette. I'm gonna take just a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna apply this to my lid. Like that. And then I'm just gonna take a brown shade, which is gonna be a mix of Millennial and Girls Night. I'm gonna mix those two shades and I'm gonna apply that just on like my outer crease area for a little bit of definition. Then I'm gonna take just a big fluffy brush that has nothing on it and I'm just gonna go along the edges to smooth that out. I'm gonna take a small brush and a little bit of Sin City. I'm gonna apply that black eyeshadow just along my lash line and then apply some mascara. Okay, so finally what I do is I add a little bit of color, and I do that with my lips. I usually use something really nice like this one. This is the Soft Matte Lip Cream in Antwerp. And I just like mush my lips together to kind of spread the color around. I don't want it to be like bam, you know, like straight color in your face. Sometimes I do. Changes day to day, as I've mentioned. But that is my look complete. This is what I think is a go-to kind of makeup look. I think that, you know, you can simplify this even more. You know, you don't have to do as much on the eyes. And it would be just a nice, fresh, glowing look that you could wear, you know, wherever. If you aren't allowed to wear that much color, then I would say just stick to mascara and, you know, some chapstick, and you would look fresh and beautiful and your makeup would last. But that is it for me. If you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more content from me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.